Hello people of YouTube, right here the Malik Aaron, and today going back to Star Wars. Haven't reviewed that in a while. Well, movie Star Wars. I did review Battlefront recently, so go check that out. But anyway, I'm reviewing a movie that came after the prequel trilogy. I don't have the prequel trilogy. I might get it in the future. But that's big. But that's a really big if. What I have is a movie. It's an animated movie. It takes place in between episodes 2 and 3. So it's in that little spot. And technically, it already had its own version in a 2D animated one that was made by Jenny Tartakovsky, dude who made a part of Dexter's Lab, Samurai Jack, who ultimately sold out and did Hotel Transylvania. But we're not talking about that. Talk about the CGI one. Yeah, I'm talking about Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And no, I'm not talking about the great series. I'm talking about the movie. The movie where George Lucas, he literally told the animators, because the animators, people working on the series, they're working on episodes. George Lucas looked at it just like, no, this should be made to a movie. You're gonna cram like 3 to 4 episodes, put them all in a movie, and they're just like, we don't have the budget for that. And they're just like, I'll give you money, so just do it and make it happen because Star Wars is money. And they're just like, well, whatever you say, sir. And that's how this happened. And I'm going to read this super long paragraph right here. It's so small, I don't think you can read it. So, sorry. So, in a galaxy far, far away, the Star Wars saga continues in this first ever animated feature, the first and last ever animated feature from Lucasfilm Animation. So this was before Disney got the rights to Star Wars, because this was actually distributed by Warner Brothers, because, well, I guess they weren't, well, the series was airing on Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network is owned by Warner Brothers. Technically, it all works out. So, featuring some of your favorite characters in the prequel trilogy, I'm gonna say no. I mean, Obi-Wan's cool, but but Anakin is horrible. Yoda is just there. All these guys are just clones. There's Mace Windu, and there's others. It's not a great pile of characters, and a host of new ones. This is Star Wars like you've never seen it before. Obviously, because it's not live action. I mean, come on. As the Clone Wars sweep through the galaxy, Anakin Skywalker and his new Padawan learner, Ahsoka Tano, plunge into a dangerous mission to rescue the kidnapped son of the crime lord Jabba the Hutt. The renegade Count Dooku is determined to make sure that they fail, and with his deadly assassin, Ajay Ventress, I'm just going to call her Ventress, in pursuit. This is a mission with grave consequences. Meanwhile, on the front lines, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Master Yoda lead the massive clone army in a valiant effort to deal with the droid army and resist the forces of the dark side. Lightsabers ready, a new era of adventure awaits. Yeah, no. So you can tell by that little description, there is a lot going on. You think there's a lot going on, this would be a long movie. Well, you're wrong. This was 98 minutes, hour and a half, of all this stuff. Could you imagine that? I mean, like, how can all this, all these different things, all of this big old thing, only lead to 98 minutes? Please explain. Someone please explain that. But yeah, I already said this is basically a couple episodes of the series mushed together to make a movie. Because George Lucas wants that money. He wants that green. He wants that bank. And that's what happened. So, the story, well, the episodic story, I like to call it. So, like, alright, just described all of it. So you have Anakin Skywalker, and now he, unlike the prequels, you never see this in the prequels, he has apprenticed Ahsoka, this chick with his green lightsaber. She's typical teenage apprentice. She's bratty. She's a smart aleck. She does all this stuff. And you're just like, please go away. I mean, I know she gets better in the series, but here she's just terrible. Everyone here is just terribly written. Because they have, like, especially her, because she basically has no backstory. She's just there because. And then you got Anakin. He is nowhere near as bad as he is in the Attack of the Clones with Hayden Christensen, where he didn't like sand and he was a creep to Natalie Portman. It's not as bad as that. Thankfully, it's not as bad as that, but he's become more boring. Granted, he's been boring in this prequel trilogy, but here he's especially boring. Like, there's nothing to really root for about him. He's just hero. Alright, this movie's just like, alright, you're gonna care for the hero because he's a hero, and heroes are heroes, so cheer. Then you got Obi-Wan. He's cool, as always. He's considered by many to be the only redeeming quality of the prequels, and he's the only redeeming quality here. I mean, I always liked Obi-Wan Kenobi. Shame they killed him in episode 4, but that had to happen at some point. And yeah, Yoda. He's cool with his green lightsaber. And also, Mace Windu is here, voiced by Samuel L. Jackson himself, and he comes equipped with that purple lightsaber. And the reason why he has a purple lightsaber is because Sam Jackson himself, he's just like, I want a purple lightsaber. And it's like, well, I mean, like, usually they're like, well, Sam Jackson, we only have blue, green, and red. That is all. Just like, I want a purple lightsaber. Just like, well, that's just, fine. We'll give you a purple lightsaber. Just like, good. I'm so glad. And you have all this clone army. They're all clones, so they have no character. And you got Count Dooku. He's generic villain. At least according to this movie. It's probably much better explained in the show. Then you got Ventress. She's just generic villain. She's better. All these characters are 1,000% better portrayed in this show because they actually have time to develop them. But in this movie, you get no development for nobody. Everyone here is just there. It's awful. And then the animation, oh my goodness. They all look like they belong in Pinocchio land. They're all so wooden. Literally, they all look like wooden puppets that you would find like in a ventriloquist. Yeah, they all look like they belong right in Pinocchio land. It looks real bad and real noticeable. I mean, I know what they're trying to go for, but it's just bad. You can tell this movie did not have much big of a budget. Then the story is so scatterbrained, like a convoluted TV episode, because it goes from point A, then the point D, then the point B, to point C, the point A, and then back and forth. It zigzags, and it's terrible. This movie has no rhythm. has no direction on going from like point A to point B. No, it just goes in all sorts of directions. And for the plots, you really just don't care because there's no time to develop anything. Like, it's not even fun, especially with the plot where, yeah, Anakin and Ahsoka have to be with Jabba the Hutt's son. Is some real cringe worthy humor and dialogue, and makes you just want to turn off the movie. Like, seriously. It was only in there because this is a kids movie. Go put in there because it's kids. Because kids go, what do kids like? They like let's see. What do they like? Yeah, they like fart jokes. They like poop. Yes, put that in there. Just like, come on now. I mean, this is why I hate most kids movies these days, because they want to be so juvenile. They don't want to make a good movie. They want to have they want to check all the boxes of kids movies these days just to make a profit. I hate this. It's terrible, honestly. But yeah, that's the Clone Wars. Please don't watch this. You'll hate it. And you'll really be confused if you don't even like. If this is the first movie you saw when watching Star Wars, you will be confused out of your mind. I've really seen the prequel trilogy, but I've read about it, I know enough about it, I've seen enough videos about it, I know all the basic facts, all the real facts about the prequel trilogy. But this shouldn't have existed. This should have been just the show, and that's that. No, they had to make a movie, because George Lucas is just greedy like that. And I'm going to give it 4 out of 10. It's terrible, honestly. If you're a Star Wars fan, you will hate this. If you're a Clone Wars fan, of the Clone Wars fan of the show, you'll really hate this. If you're just a casual who thinks, I'm going to watch this because for fun, please don't. You will regret it. It's just bad. So yeah, that's Clone Wars. Don't watch it. Now, I'm going to get to a match. I don't know who's going to be with who, but I guess we'll just have to find out. We're about to find out right now.